Hello my beautiful butterflies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Beverley and it is so lovely to see you today. In this video we're going to be doing a witchy book review, so grab that cup of tea, let's get to it. So the first thing I want to say is that I miss doing book reviews, so they're coming back slowly. I'm slowly starting to read a bit faster. If you didn't know, I did have a big bout of depression that really took my love of reading away, my ability to read a lot, and stopped me being able to do book reviews. It was really sad, but it's coming back and I really enjoyed it. And this last month I was reading Heal the Witch Wound by Celeste Larson, also known as The Mage by Moonlight. So yeah, I will leave a link to them down below. This book was bought by me, so it's not sponsored. I'm not been told what to say or what to think of this book. It's all my own opinions and thoughts, not sponsored in any way. I bought this book and I like to share my thoughts and feelings as I read books. That's just my way of living. But before we get to the book review, don't forget, if you are new here, you can click the subscribe button to become part of the butterfly family. We would absolutely love to have you here, so make sure you leave this video a cheeky like and a comment down below, as it helps my video get seen by YouTubes and it really helps me to grow this channel. But the best way to support me here at the channel, to keep this channel going and my blog going, is to head down to the description where you'll find links for Ko-fi and Patreon, like these lovely people right here. Big thank you to my Patreons who pay £2 per month to support me here at the channel, and everything I get goes straight back into the channel for buying books or having days out where I vlog, things like that. So if you enjoy my channel content, please think about heading down below. But let's get to the review, shall we? So the first thing I want to say is this book is really, really nice. It's a nice size, again, next to my head. It's only slightly bigger than my head. And it's great size for just chucking in your bag. It's nice book to read. I really enjoyed this book. I will definitely say, like, you can see that by all the many bookmarks I have in here, and these are all pages that I have highlighted something, and there is a lot of highlighted sections. That means it's a good book. The first thing that I want to say is that I love that this is not American centric. It is so hard to find a good witchcraft book that isn't just concentrated in America, but it's nice to find a book that isn't just about America and American witches' experiences. They do go into great detail on the history of witchcraft and the history of the witch wound, which came from the burning times, as they call it here in the book. I really I'm thankful that they included witchcraft experiences even back when witches were being burned from all over the world. America did have terrible things happen, of course, but it was actually worse in Europe. And a lot of us see, we forget that, or we don't know that, because a lot of YouTubers, a lot of witches are in America. I don't know why. I wonder why that is. A lot of books are very American, and so it's hard to find the history. And I did love the history section of this book. It was very, very well researched. There was so much information in there that I learned so much. Just if you just read the history section, you would learn so much history from around the world about witches and witchcraft, why we became demonized, why we went from being a female-led community to one that's just concentrated on money and power and men being in charge. The history of that is so interesting, and what I found more interesting than anything was that this witch wound is not just within witches. The fear of being accused that you are a witch was something that would have been there for everybody, male and female, but mostly female, because at the time it was a way to get land and money from women, and so a lot of the rules were to break women down and to push them down in society, because we were like the ones who ruled over the family, and men didn't like that. But I thought that it was so interesting to go into the history of that and why you might have a witch wound that needs healing, even though you might not be a practicing witch or might not even consider yourself a witch. That really touched me, because although I am a witch, I'm not somebody whose family was a witch, and although I do have ancestors who were practicing witches, I know that from meditations I've done, from seeing psychics. I love going to see psychics, and so I really enjoyed that part of it, just learning about how even my family members who were not practicing witches would still have been afraid that family members and that friends of theirs would accuse them of being witches, and they would be put to death. Whether they said they were witches or whether they claimed they weren't, you'd either be put to death immediately, or you would be tortured for months and months until you said you were a witch, and then you'd be murdered. So you couldn't win. So I really enjoyed that. I got a lot out of that section. As well as that, there are spells and rituals in this book, but they're specifically at the end of each chapter, and they are very easy little spells and rituals that I think virtually anybody could do. Things that really can help you heal those wounds that our ancestors or we in previous lives experienced and carry through to here, to now. I got so much out of those rituals, so much out of just looking at how these things affected me and how my thoughts and ideas about myself, about how sometimes, you know, I feel like, oh, I'm not witchy enough, or I'm not young enough, or not beautiful enough, or whatever. That's why my YouTube channel hasn't taken off, or this is why my blog isn't really successful, or, you know, we all do that in our heads. We knock ourselves down. The rituals in this are there to bring self-love and to give ourselves permission to just be comfortable with who we are and to love ourselves. By the end of the book, I just felt so much more comfortable in my own skin. I felt so much better about where I am in my life and, you know, what's going on in my life. I just felt so much better about that and just had a lot more gratitude in my life. I just felt more sure of who I was, and that happens naturally as we age anyway, which is particularly why it was decided that they would pick more on older women, because they were the ones who had the wisdom and the knowledge. They weren't so easy to beat down or so easy to mould into what men wanted them to be. And so realising that, oh my goodness, that's why, was a big aha moment, like why I'm suddenly getting like adverts for skincare and things when there's nothing wrong with my skin. But you do start worrying about these things as you get older, and it's given to us by society. So this book really helped me to just let go of that feeling, let go of those assumptions about myself, and to really just concentrate on being happy, being me. I love that. It's a really good book. It's also really easy to read, really easy to understand. I like that the book isn't stiff. The book is very malleable and falls open very easily, which is great for those of us who have hand issues. I am having a lot of wrist issues at the moment. I'm in the middle of a massive flare, and holding books open can be quite painful. I do have gadgets that help me hold books open, but they can get tiring on my hands and painful. This book was not that, so thank you for thinking of us. Even if you didn't think of us disabled witches when you were designing this and thinking about the way the book was going to be, it's very much appreciated. I would definitely recommend this book. I think if you're looking for a way to improve your self-love, your thoughts about yourself, to understand why we feel the way we do about ourselves as women, or what is it they call people now? Female presenting people? I get so confused with language. So if you are non-binary, or you are somebody who, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I hope it makes sense. I hope what I'm trying to say is making sense, because I try to be respectful, but at the same time, I'm in my 40s and language has changed so much from when I was discovering my own sexuality that I just find myself boggled by it. I really do. So if If you know what I'm trying to say, you know the phrase that I'm looking for, please leave it down below so I can try and learn it and remember it for in future. But yeah, we often struggle with these things, and learning more about the history, why people were targeted, why people struggled so much at that time, and then realising that it's trickled down and not much has changed in society. We're still, you know, as content creators, you still get comments about how we look, how our age is, what we're doing, how tidy our house is, etc. And it's a way to push us down. And it's done so much in society that we tend to not even notice it. I'm noticing it more, guys. This book is so good at just opening us up to realising the truth that's staring us right in the face. So I really would recommend this book. As always, I'll leave a link to this book down below, but it is available everywhere. I got this from Amazon, I believe. I get most of my books from Amazon. I don't know why, I just do. But yeah, really enjoyed this book. Completely, yes. Go and get a copy. Highly recommend. So what am I reading next? I am digging into The Medical Medium. Now, this is by Anthony William, and it's the secrets behind chronic and mystery illness and how to finally heal. Now, I haven't read like a chronic illness book for years. I used to when I first got sick, and I used to do book reviews of like chronic illness books. But this kind of straddles both, because this guy is a medium and he can just tell by looking at somebody what they need to do to heal their lives. And this book is like the story behind that. And I've had it in my collection for a while and I have not read it, so I'm really excited to read this. So again, if you would like to read along with me, definitely I will have a link to it down below. But The Medical Medium, you can find, just search Medical Medium, you'll find all their social media and stuff, and they have a lot of information about gut healing and about improving your digestive system, all that kind of thing. So if you're interested, I think they've got about 4 books out, so I'm just going to read the first one, see how I get along, because I would like to help my illnesses in a way that's not just hiding and masking my symptoms with medication, because that's all they really do for us. They don't really heal us. Well, not my illnesses anyway. They just kind of symptom manage, which is fine, but it doesn't really help. So that is that. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I know you all start to trickle off as I start to say goodbye. So definitely make sure you are subscribed and you've hit that like button, and check out my description for Patreon and Ko-fi links if you enjoy my content. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book. I really enjoyed reading with a purpose again and finding myself with a goal to finish reading so I could do this book review. And I know a lot of you were missing my book reviews. So they're back, kids. They're back. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to head down below, leave it a like and a comment. I love chatting to you guys so much. So leave me a comment. Let's get talking. Have you read this book? Do you follow The Medical Medium? Do you have any knowledge of how to heal your body? Do you do any of that kind of herbalism kind of things to help heal your body? I know it's a big part of witchcraft, but it's also something that kind of feels very overwhelming. So it's something that I'm dipping my toes into with the next book. So if you're wanting to do the same, join me in reading The Medical Medium. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Definitely hit that subscribe button, ring that little bell so you always know when I upload. I'm usually here on a Friday, but sometimes on a Monday. Depends what I've been up to, depends what I'm doing. But yeah, I would love to just chill out with you some more. So definitely stick around till the end, because I will have a new video and a playlist that I think you'll enjoy. Take care everyone, have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. I was waffly there. Waffly.